Final weeks, full list of Target stores closing by May. See which locations are shuttering soon. We've covered a couple of these, haven't covered Target in its entirety because there's been so many Walmarts and Walgreens and Aldi's all going down because of locations in areas where shoplifting is out of control. You know what the overriding factor in most of these is that corporate isn't saying why they're closing them down. They're blaming, corporate expectations weren't met. We don't have enough foot traffic to support our stores. Well, if you dig deep enough, which I have, which we're going to talk about, you kind of get to the core, which is, hey, their profits are walking out the front door in these stores because they got plenty of stores in the surrounding areas, typically, just not here in this specific community because everybody's stealing stuff blind. What's going on? What are the stores that are going to be closed immediately? Let's jump on in. Let's see what Target has got going on. Here we go. Hey, thanks so much for joining me. Love to have you check out our reasonabletv.com. That is our subscription service. It's $10 a month. We're releasing another 2 podcasts a week. We got a bunch of other content in there. You can check out all of our normal stuff there too. But stuff you won't find anywhere else, it's there. So if you like to binge watch news for reasonable people, it's a bargain. All right. Thanks for checking that out. Shoppers only have a few weeks left before Christmas. No, before Target closes several stores across the country. How many days do we have left before the last day of shoplifting is available for Christmas? Yeah. How many days of shoplifting do we have left before Christmas? That's what we need to know, right? It's been kind of the running joke. Is, hey, why buy presents? Just steal them. I mean, it's legit, right? It's legit in communities that have allowed that to happen. And let's see what we got going on here. I'm just going to read ahead a little bit. Oh, we got Minneapolis. Interesting. We got Philadelphia. Okay. Yeah. All right. Washington, D.C. metro area. And we got 2 stores there that are closing down. Interesting. I'm sure there's a correlation somewhere there, but what's the politics like in those cities? What's the politics? What's their stance on crime? Are they soft on crime? Yeah. I have to get back to you. Nah, it's obvious, right? It's wildly obvious. And yet the storylines are so off, and we'll get to those in a sec. They're entertaining to me because it's like corporate's trying to put this spin where if they just came out and said, hey, you guys are robbing us blind, can't keep the store open. Boom, done. There's transparency. But nobody wants to do that because that would have to mean that you'd be admitting, yeah, things are not so great in this community. Yeah, there's a reason everybody's pulling out. There's a reason everybody's leaving. But that's saying the quiet part out loud, isn't it? The retail giant, being Target, has shut down several stores across the country as it endures lower sales than anticipated in specific locations. See, they just so badly want to say, hey, it's shoplifting, but they can't. They won't. And the writers, this is the U.S. Sun. They'll usually go to the mat on stuff. But in this particular case, they're going to go with what the information they have. They're not going to make an inference. Inflation. All right, we're going to focus on inflation. Inflation has lowered customer demand significantly, and many Americans are turning to online shopping for greater convenience. Yep, I would buy that. I buy that for $1. But then why are the other Targets still open? Yeah. If inflation's everywhere. Inflation isn't a location specific. And you might argue that some are able to afford goods and services at a greater, they got more money, right? You got more money. People who make more money don't have to worry about that. You got winners in life and you got losers in life. Unfortunately, that is just how it goes. Now you might try and make it all equal. Good luck with that. Ain't happening, especially not in America. You got capitalism kind of running things, right? I mean, make money, don't make money. Yeah. It's, land of the free, home of the brave, right? Yeah. These 2 factors, we got inflation and online shopping. These 2 factors combined have created what some financial experts are calling the retail apocalypse. So they set you up with inflation, retail apocalypse, everybody's shopping online, which has to do with retail apocalypse. It's essentially the perfect storm for retailers to struggle financially and have hundreds and hundreds have already shuttered across the country. you might have the Gap. You might have Tuesday Morning. You might have Bed Bath & Beyond. Those have all gone under because their business models no longer really worked, right? You've got Walgreens, you've got Target, you've got Walmart. They sell food and goods and services, right? Essentials. You got to go to those stores to get that stuff because everybody needs food. So it's not like, hey, I'm not going to buy that stuff in Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm just going to order it online, which is, I'm guilty of that. I stopped going to Bed Bath & Beyond a while ago. I just tee it up on my phone. I teed up something at like 9:00 at night the other night. By the time I looked at my front door at 7:30 the next morning, all my stuff was there. I mean, it's beautiful. It's amazing. It's also putting small business out of business, giving too much control to Amazon. But hey, for that one split second in my morning, I was like, victory. I got my stuff. By the end of May, Target will have joined the club as it closes 4 stores, not meeting financial expectations. How come? What was going on? A small format Target store in Minneapolis. We've covered that one. Okay. Philadelphia. Well, need I say more? And the 2 in the Washington, D.C. area, right? You got some closing sales. You've got other closures. But right now we're talking about just Target. So, Walmart, CEO of Walmart came right out and said, hey, shoplifting is impacting us. We're going to have to raise prices or, close stores. And so they closed a bunch of stores and everybody in those communities are like, you're leaving us in a food desert. Here's an article. Target closes store due to limited parking. Not enough parking. Never mind all the shoplifting going right out the front door. Don't mind that. Let's blame parking and foot traffic. Just not enough people walking around. We don't have enough people, but the parking lot is always full and you've always got a ton of people. Not enough parking, not enough foot traffic. Now, these are bogus answers, right? These are bogus answers. These are not the answers. These are not the real challenges in Philadelphia. Well, let's talk about this. Why do you have less foot traffic? Why do you have less people going into the store? Or do you? That's the real question, right? That's the real question. So here we get to it. The company has pointed to a lack of foot traffic in the surrounding area and limited parking as culprits of the underperforming issue, among other things, right? Among other things. So the decision to close one of our stores isn't something we take lightly, yada, yada. Here you go. Beyond closures, Target is also set to open 20 new stores and remodel around 175 existing stores throughout 2023. Now, stores invariably close down some locations, open up others. A new shopping mall comes, they want to be the anchor tenant, whatever. So you do have some of that excluding crime. But what we've seen a run on that nobody really, really wants to get into, because then you'd have to basically make a blanket statement about that community. Hey, you guys steal so much shit that we can't make a profit. But people you don't want to be, we talk about transparency, but we don't really have it because that wouldn't be proper. It'd be scorched earth policy. You guys stole so much of our stuff that, we had to shut this store down and we will not be back because you guys are shoplifters. You and your entire community steal so much stuff from our store that we're no longer profitable. So corporate says, you're closed. You're done. All right, let's keep going here. Target closing Philadelphia store in coming months. Okay. This is from Fox 29 Philadelphia. So this is as close to the truth as you're kind of going to get. So they go on to say, one of these stores is going to close. The Target closure comes months after Wawa closed 2 city center locations due to the rise of crime and violence across the city. All right. So Fox Local comes right out and says it. Hey, we're connecting the dots here. This is what's going on. And so you read that and go, okay. All right. Nowhere in any of the other press releases was a reason for this Philadelphia store to be closed. They gave a bunch of corporate nonsense excuses. Just not the case. Okay. So you take that do a little bit of a dive further. Wawa officially shuts its doors at 2 Center City locations as crime and violence continues to rise. Here we are. Now we're calling it out. So Wawa they went down this road and they're like, violence, we're done. Crime and violence in Philadelphia continues to take its toll, and not even a city staple could escape the consequences. Wawa announced earlier this month that they would close 2 of their Center City locations due to safety and security challenges. We are neither safe nor secure, and those are both challenging, not only to our customers, but to our employees, to our management, to the food vendors coming into the area, everybody in the food chain bringing food to our Wawa store. They're impacted. And now the decision has been made. We need to shut this bad boy down. We got to close. And then members of the community are going to say, but it was so busy. It was so busy at times. The Hoagie Giants announcement came to fruition this week when Wawa stores at 12th and Market and 19th and Market closed their doors for good. We're very sorry we can't be there for our friends and neighbors at these 2 locations, Wawa said in a statement. Philadelphia is our hometown, and that's something that will never change. The closures come amid a rash of crimes at Wawa locations across the city, including a recent robbery that left an employee pepper sprayed in University City. An actual reference to an actual criminal activity that happened. You've got these stories all day long. State Representative Eman Brown said the Wawa's closing sends a message that the city is heading in the wrong direction. There you go. I mean, let's just call it what it is. You got shenanigans going on in Philly. You got shenanigans going on in Minneapolis, right? You got shenanigans going on in the DC area. These aren't these hard of calls to make. Not making a profit, shenanigans. I mean, you got people being impacted literally, physically in other stores in the area. So this isn't just a one-off. Hey, you know what? We had about a bad couple of quarters, and we're just going to focus our attention on these other stores. We're just going to put a little more emphasis on what's happening here and there. You got a bunch of violence going on. You got break-ins. You got all kinds of stuff going on. And you got, stealing. Nobody wants to talk about that. Don't want to say the quiet part out loud. I will, because it's so basic. Why wouldn't I? I mean, this is not rocket science. And I've made it very clear that, hey, there's other stuff that goes into store closures. But in the vast majority of the store closures that I've covered, shoplifting is your main thing. Out of control criminal activity, shoplifting, organized retail theft, call it what you want. Break-ins, vandalism, you name it. Those are things that, make it impossible for a store to stay in business. Certainly can't make a profit doing that. It's a no-go, right? If I was a business owner, why would I want to have a business anywhere in the city where someone can just come in and steal hours of dollars worth of items away from every day? Yeah. Why would you? Well, you wouldn't. That's why these are closing. Meanwhile, several Wawas that remain open at this time have reduced their hours in an attempt to thwart further crime. This is not going down the road of, they underperformed on a corporate spreadsheet. They just couldn't get their numbers up. Therefore, it's us. We've got high expectations. We actually want to make a profit at this store. Right now, we're not. So we got to shut this bad boy down. Fox 29 was live at 17th and Market Tuesday morning as 2 security guards kept a watchful eye during the busy morning hours. Hey, you guys stealing any stuff? I know it's early, but you need to get that next fentanyl pill, don't you? You need to smoke your next batch of meth, don't you? You're going to steal that. You steal that set of batteries. That's about $20 worth of batteries there. You're going to go hawk that, get your next pill, light up your pill with the little tiny butane torch, that you're going to steal from front desk, from the front counter. This is what you got going on. So you have to dig deep to find the actual reasons that these stores are closing. You can't just blame the corporate speak. It's crazy. In a way, But then it also makes total sense. Now, don't want to say the quiet part out loud. Just don't know why, retail apocalypse, stuff's going sideways in 2023. But there's just so many little clues where you're like, yeah, but all the other stores are staying open. How come this one particular? Weird. All right. That's it for me on this one. Thanks so much for being here. I will catch up with you in the next one. Bye for now.